You're looking at now the sniper coming out. Jug's always kind of a great scaler throughout the game, offers variety in team fights as well as split pushing a bit. While VGJ, it kind of almost feels like it's all on this Luna to kind of hit that critical mass and make it happen.
Exactly. I feel like they're a little bit more like one-dimensional, like the way they have to end the game, while IGV has a lot more late-game potential. They can scale indefinitely, and they have so many different ways to catch. Stampede with Glimpse and on top of a Shrapnel with Earth Spirit coming in. Let's say it does get to the point where they're defending their high ground. They have so many different ways to just mess with Avicii's way of sieging Shrapnel, and then if somebody gets out of position in any way, they can just get glimpsed glimpsed into a bad spot. That could be the way the global could work, though, as well as the Tusk. So we'll see which way it's going to form out. But I got to say, I do like the way IGV drafted this one.
A bit of a change up there in roles. FY back on his Rubik.
Nice. So it is going to be
Fenrir Tusk.
Fenrir Tusk.
So they swap up a bit. We see FY on his old tried and true. Aggressive sporting, of course, the Luna we see there. And their mid lane silencer. So a little bit of something old, a little bit of something new here coming out from VG. IG, though, I would be nervous, even about their laning phase. You got dogfights on his comfort hero of all heroes in the Earth Spirit.
I'm glad I get to cast the dogfights Earth Spirit. I'm glad I get to cast also the Abaddon with this set. This set actually bothers me because
Why does it bother you?
He's flashing blue. It kind of looks like he ults sometimes.
Oh, you're right.
You see what I mean,
Look
right?
at that portrait.
When I was watching it the other day, it kind of messed with me a little bit. Top lane.
Oh, what is happening?
Gets a clip onto dogfights, but it's an Earth Spirit. He can at least keep you out. He had the boulder up as well in about 6 or 7 seconds, but nice little cheeky play coming out from FY. Already just being like, yep,
audience is like mega hype.
I'm on Rubik, man. I'm FY.
And audience is mega hype for any like FY Rubik work to come out from this one. And away we go in the laning phase. Sakata Sniper going to go in against Freeze Silencer in the mid lane. Not the first time, in fact, just yesterday, MP in their matchup against VGJ sporting the Silencer. Maybe VGJ grabbing a little bit of MP with them.
Maybe
and,
just a little bit.
Shout out to them in game number 3 here, as he is able to easily punish. As you can see, the pure damage of those glaives does work on any opposing laner, but as Sakata should bring in the levels, will allow a bit more distance, a little more firepower, and potential bottom lane. Early roll-in from Dogfights with a Blade Fury on top of it. Will they have enough firepower to get the finish on ROTK? And they do
get him.
Fog, that's the 3rd game straight. ROTK has handed over first blood.
That's what he's forcing experience. He's messing up the lane equilibrium.
ROTK does it again.
Let's see. Yeah, he probably did mess with the lane equilibrium. Yeah, he did. So he's got it up a bit into his favor, so he's able to get himself some experience. So that's fine. It's a death in the off lane. It's it's not the best situation, but those things are going to happen as an off laner. You're going to have to take those type of small losses and gains. But, so Silencer mid with versus the Sniper. I think it's a fairly even matchup. It depends obviously if the uphill misses. The Sniper does have a lane warden. The big thing for the Sniper though is we'll probably have dogfights making the rotations coming in. I would like to see him at least make the rotations coming into mid lane, because Shrapnel onto a Silencer with a roll in, I would say that's a pretty easy kill setup. As long as he's in the right position, not too close to his tower.
Dogfights is rolling about elsewhere. He's trying to actually steal the bounty rune here, but Fenrir was already there. And Dogfights will ping it out. And we'll see how much longer he decides to hang through that middle lane, or if he's going to heed the advice you were talking about and try to make a presence towards the Silencer in the mid lane, so it's not just kind of more of a clear shutout. On the other side of the globe, it's going to be a bit more quieter, as we see Aggressive able to kind of work with what is nearly a total and free lane here.
So I actually didn't get to glance to this. So ROTK, that death is actually super warranted because he did block the pull camp. So they're not able to pull the lane back at all, and they actually blocked their own hard camp as well.
Ooh.
So he's able to just get a lot of experience here, force a lot of aggression. So that yeah, was definitely absolutely worth it. And with that, the 2 camps blocked, that makes it a little bit more awkward for IGV because they don't want to keep that tri-lane bottom. They can't maximize an experience. They need to make those moves around with Dogfights.
Yeah. Dogfights is already mid, so we'll have to see. It could be something, obviously, VG will anticipate with his disappearance in the bottom lane. It's something that I'm sure they'll always have in the back of their mind. Dogfight's trying to go for the pull, but he sees the camp is not even there. It will spawn now, but he's got to head back to the bottom lane. So a little concerning here for IG as they try to find a nice nuzzling home for themselves to be able to kind of get a good head start in the laning phase. Good thing for Injuly was he got to work in the jungle a bit. Now he makes his presence back in that top lane once again, but obviously is not going to be too comfortable there for too long.
They really want to go for ROTK. They really want to emphasize just punishing ROTK over and over again and giving Paparazzi a really good start rather than focusing on the Sniper. They just kind of want to leave him to his own devices.
Makes you wonder, do you think it'd be a bit OP if they ever added the ability in the game where you could deny your own ward? Like, let's say you could take out a sentry that happened to be blocking a camp that you were
The sentry
out?
they actually placed did not block the hard cap. I thought it initially had from the glance that I'd seen, but yeah, it didn't. So they actually have that now, at least to get themselves some experience and pull the lane back. That's why you see Paparazzi spin to not only tank the shield so he doesn't take the damage from it, but also keep the lane equilibrium in a better position for himself.
RGK would love to have an answer for that. He's actually level 4, so he can still kind of hang and swing a bit. Not going to be under too much threat. He can isolate one of the supports, as you see here, and actually take it to him. But
level 4, 4 minutes as your offlaner. I mean, he's perfectly happy with that. Fenrir, not really having to make any like flashy plays. I think he's literally just walking around stealing bounty runes. He just ran bottom, took their bounty rune. Now he's walking up here, grabbing his bounty rune.
Fenrir, you know, Tusk. I don't know if I'm going to be seeing like flashiest of plays, but he could play more of that defensive Tusk.
Yeah, I mean, they play very different ways and very different roles. So
I mean, maybe I want to see a big ass epic Fenrir Walrus punch play. That would be pretty sick.
Definitely possible. So the Centaur and the Abaddon, very similar. The Centaur is just getting a bit more farm because he's just straight up jungling. So there is that little advantage that IGV does have coming ahead. And just, yeah, some slight lane advantage coming out from the sniper. As you said, he does start to peel away a little bit, but the denies coming out from the silencer from Freeze is very high.
We actually have a rotation play
Fenrir making the first move.
Is that Fenrir or is that FY? Moving into the mid lane, looking for the setup. He gets the shard block. The dogfight steps up, but it's going to be too late to get the Fadebolt finish. And they get it done. Dogfights will get a 3-man stun. They block him from the roll away. Now, you're supposed to kick someone away and then roll out, right? That's usually the better idea. I mean, the stun's great to stop him in their spot. Maybe he was fearing the extra bit of damage, but in those hectic moments, it's hard to find that clear path to make it out, especially when they're crowding the Earth Spirit, because that's what you got to do. Yeah,
big misplay there coming out from Dogfights, though, just keeping in and dying. I feel like he was going to be the one to make the first rotation coming out, but Fenrir with the smoke coming in too. Great rotation coming in. He makes the first move coming out toward that mid lane.
And based on draft, you'd say that IG should have a pretty good laning phase.
Yeah.
But things not panning out in that fashion at the moment. Looks like Sakata will step away, farms in the side lane, but Fenrir's still kind of moving pretty deep.
Keeping eyes on Dogfights.
Yes, he is. Keeps him in touch, and we'll walk on out. Dogfights will have to find other opportunities elsewhere.
I feel like I haven't seen Luna in so long. Oh, nice D-ward coming out from Dogfights there. No, I just mean in general, like the hero. I feel like I haven't seen Luna in a very long time.
I mean, Shadow Demon Luna, remember that used to be a thing?
No, I don't want to remember that.
Well, it's not anymore. Shadow Demon long gone, and Luna just kind of a second thought. We were pulling a bit for a Gyro, who kind of almost fits the same bill as a Luna here, but here aggressive already with his level 6, hoping to get the kill.
Why? The big invasion coming out looking for Sakata here. They will spot the creep. He's going to probably steal it here. Will they be able to get Sakata as well with the lift? He actually is able to get him. Aggressive with the Eclipse, and Sakata's dropped out for sure.
Boom, boom, boom. The mighty gold beams from the heavens above.
And they're going to steal the Centaur.
Nice.
That was a nice little rotation, just walking across the mid lane, just out of vision, not able to see that rotation coming in from.
You don't really suspect the ganking roaming level 6 Luna. We've been seeing it with the life stealers going to the bottom lane. We used to see it back in the day with gyrocopters, but Luna now stepping into action the second her Eclipse comes online. Something IG didn't seem prepared for at all.
I love those type of rotations when the safe laner gets involved that early.
Yeah.
I mean, he has Eclipse. He wants to use it as quick as possible, getting a kill. Bam. Goes back to his farming right afterwards. Rinse, repeat. He's probably going to do the same thing as soon as Eclipse is up again. Maybe even go for some tower pressure afterwards for the next Eclipse. So now we have
ROTK. He's been still kind of diligent here in the bottom lane.
Level 6.
Got borrowed time, so really the threat of being taken down is not there.
Gloves of Haste. Getting ready for the minus.
Top lane.
Oh, this should be a pretty dead FY here. They do have enough lockdown and damage burst potential to bring him down, but he's fairly tanky.
Aggressive
with the damage.
If they trade for in July, it would be certainly worth it, but FY's got the shoes, and he sneaks past him, and Aggressive gets a double kill. Welcome back, FY.
Oh my God.
Okay, then. I thought that maybe would end up being a trade of a 1-for-1 there with Aggressive intercepting, but
the Fadebolt damage reduction, just not able to dish out enough damage onto him. But the stick charges too. How does he live? FY. That was ridiculous. Very high leveled Rubik already, level 6 at around like he gets it at like 730 about after that double kill being picked up. He's just a little bit tanky, a little bit too tanky for them to bring down. That's
That's got to hurt you real hard in the morale department, and especially for someone like Dogfights. You're feeling good, you got your Earth Spirit, but we saw him TP to the mid lane go down, TP to the top lane go down.
Yeah, Stampede was committing too to try to get the more damage and to catch up to FY, but yeah, the damage reduction from the Fable was just enough to have him survive.
IG under the watchful eye of Vici here, and they know it. They'll get the extra 100 gold. It's like, well, I see now they suspected our rotation up. And they'll take away that bit of vision here. We look to IG to see how they're going to be able to bounce back. And one of the things I was going to pull towards is like, oh, they got Stampede. That's a good tool they could finally be able to put to work. But as we saw, not always a guarantee. Bottom lane, though, Paparazzi does manage to pull together his Omni Slash. Probably not going to be finding kills on this guy over here. So I'm curious if they're eager to get his blood or his sword a bit dirty, or if they're going to just be diligent about Paparazzi's bottom lane farm.
I'd like to see just the mirror rotations, the same thing we tend to see. If they bring too many aggressive heroes down to the Jugs lane, I'd like to see him make them move toward this enemy safe lane and push toward the tower. Just the same mirror rotation we see coming out very often now. Freeze looks like he's going for a Midas, so Midas gaming for Vici.
Yeah, I was going to say, so you anticipate ROTK is going to go down the greedier road, get the Midas. I mean, we've been seeing it every game, maybe with the exception of Daryl. Ice has his own take on kind of the Abaddon pickup, but
he still did go for the Midas Radiance.
He did.
And ROTK went for the Midas into Solar Crest the last time, and then into the Radiance because he was getting a bit too far behind. They do get their smoke broken. They know that Dogfights is in the trees here. They get the trap on him with the Ice Charge. Nice charge by Fenrir, able to clean him up almost instantly. And they do get int for freeze, and he gets the last hit as well.
The dynamic duo of Vici still flexing strong here after a troublesome group stage. They came to play on the main stage for sure.
And we do see that rotation happening as we had previously mentioned. The Abaddon goes for the bottom tower. Paparazzi makes the move toward top. They take the tower. It's kind of a trade-off, but Dogfights now trying to soak some experience, making a play, maybe happening onto ROTK down here. ROTK, no TP, but lots of rotation coming out from Vici. They really want to secure this tower.
And he wants to secure that Midas, it looks like. His lane, Skata gets bullied back a bit.
Chunk. Ooh, raindrops.
And maxing the curse there. Tier 1 does go down, and Midas becomes a bit more secured there for ROTK. Arcane Boots goes to FY. A bit more items online at this moment. Global's going to be back up now, so for VGJ, we'll see if it's a smoke being handed off them in the bottom lane to try to make some action continue to happen, or if they're satisfied playing the farming game on this one. Oh, Fenrir does manage to snowball to shrug off an Omni Slash, and with ROTK rotating in, they will not pursue.
Well, he's happy with that one. Paparazzi even canceled and faked it a few times to try to bait it out, trying to get him to use the snowball into a better spot for him to get the spin and cleanup, but not able to happen. In July now getting grabbed up by FY.
Gets off the stun.
Gets instant Stampede steal.
Yep. And FY's like, that's fine, I don't even need to use it to chase you. I came here to take that spell. I didn't want to kill you. I wanted Stampede.
That's exactly what he did.
Thank you for giving it to me. And now they have Stampede and Global.
Stampede and Global, and they're versus a Sniper. So you ideally want Stampede versus Sniper. Now you got it. So now they have the Tusk, they have the Stampede, they have multiple different forms to be able to get on top of that Sniper. We might see them go for a power play here with the smoke, maybe potentially with once they get their lanes pushed out a bit more.
They have time to work with, though. They could hold on to a bit because it feels like IG also could feel confident because they have Stack Storm now online. And also, I imagine Magnetize is going to be coming online soon. So if IG are like, oh, we're feeling good, let's take a team fight. That Stampede turnaround with a Global Silence could just ruin their day, too. So I'm curious to see if VG are going to wait at first, and then as they see maybe Stampede's beginning to expire, maybe they'll decide to kind of move on forward. It's going to be interesting to see how comfortable VG are with the current state of the game.
They might feel content with the way that this is happening too. Like since they already got their Midas on 2 heroes, they already have a Luna. They feel like they have a very comfortable lead going into this after the laning phase. Like they might just be very content with just keeping it a bit more passive. I mean, if you look at the Silencer's net worth, he's already almost 1,300 behind, or the Sniper compared to the Silencer, he's already 1,300 behind him.
Yeah, he's falling behind a bit. Even his own Centaurs kind of creeping up and above.
Look at FY going for these solo pressure onto Sakata.
Stampede right through him, FY.
He wants
it. He's actually looking to go for the solo pick.
And he's got the shrapnel as well.
Got it. FY comes back into action here, gets it done, and says, see you later, nerds. I will take your sniper kill and walk away. Wow.
FY Rubik.
I've missed him on this Rubik. It's good to see him again. Tough stuff now for IG. They are going to be able to dish out a Static Storm play here, but VG just seemed to shrug it off. IG just...
Oh no, they're hemorrhaging kills now.
It's just bad. They're going to have to stampede the hell back home and into the safety of a healing ward to stay alive.
He actually ended up going for the hood build first rather than rushing the Blink Dagger as well onto In July. But the Static Storm bit off the mark with the kinetic field. Silencer able to be able to survive it.
Every IG Ultimate debut has been a disaster. The Stampede didn't work out in the top lane going for the gank. The Omni Slash to go into the kill for the Tuskar didn't work out. And then, yeah, Static Storm. Not so bueno.
It's time for some deep breaths, IGV.
Yeah. This is
relax a little bit.
This is definitely feeling tough right now. 7-1 already here for VGJ as we get to the 14-minute mark. The supports are starting to feel themselves and get a little bit of side free farm here. FY still getting the most out of that shrapnel, but as you alluded to earlier with the pickup of the Midases, VG are just content. They're taking great counter fights. Their supports are getting solo pickoffs on cores. Let's just keep farming, guys.
Yeah, if they're going to be playing like into this game with Midases, that's when their lineup starts to scale a bit harder because they're playing versus Sniper Jug and such high catch and high ground defense. But when they have all these Midases, I mean, that's when you just get to a point where you're just so much over farmed that you're able to just brute force. Here we go, another glimpse coming out from Super.
No global, still needs 20 seconds, but there is going to be a TP in. Boulder's smash, a little too slow.
It's pretty tanky. He's got the treads finished up. He's got 12 stick charges too if they decide to commit harder.
And ward party here in the mid lane. Just as one's going to be planted, one will be taken away.
Yeah, only steals Assassinate. So he used the healing ward there to not only counteract everything that happened onto Freeze, and then now he steals the Assassinate as well. So Freeze full health. And they're looking for another play on Sakata here.
Got half of his life. You know, one bad jump in. He could get the burst play here, but VGJ happy to just draw most of the focus of IG towards this mid lane so that they could have ROTK farming up in the top lane and, of course, aggressive farming elsewhere here. Paparazzi straight to the Manta. Going against a global.
Yep. Good for more targets for the clips as well. Yeah, just good item pickup in general on Jug anyway. And they're all just
also
farming
for a Manta. It's
farming for Vici time.
I assure you, you know, IG were not expecting at this point in the game to be so kind of weighted in a farming position and not taking strong fights. But here they're back in mid lane. There's the glimpse back with a kinetic field. Even a Static Storm going to be committed. Two-man catch with the Boulder Smash, but that's it. Rotations are coming in, and that's not good enough for him. FY sends him packing with a shot to the ass of the Assassinate here, and they're not done yet. They even hit him with the shards. It looked like VGJ even did more damage there. Oh, here comes aggressive to the party. In July tries to run on home on the back of a Stampede, but he can't make it out. VG came to the mid lane. They said, you wanted to start this fight. We're coming here to finish it.
IGV, it looks like they're just feeling it looks like the pressure is getting to them, honestly. Like that Static Storm commit onto the high ground there for the Rubik. It's already like right next to the tower. There's a Tusk right there. If he's able to get the snowball off as well, it just seems like they're either some miscommunication, some like lack of confidence coming out for them a bit here.
Yeah.
They definitely need to do something to just bring it up back for them because it's right now this game's got Vici written all over it.
Maybe it was different. They were trying to use the Stampede offensively to start out that fight to rush themselves up into the high ground. But even then, I don't know if Sakata alone can kind of finish out that job.
And he's forced to go for a force. He's forced to go for a force staff now. So instead of having some more like tankiness and damage, he's just like purely trying to survive.
The only damage right now is the Jug. And that with maybe an Omni Slash. But there's already so many nice defensive tools here for Vici that they're not too worried about it.
We talked about it, and Peter mentioned it on the panel a couple of times too, is that the big standouts for IGV is it tends to be dogfights making lots of plays around the map, and Sakata having just a very safe game. Now we do have to go on ROTK, but that ain't who you want to go on. ROTK reads the movement perfectly.
Did you just stomp the king? I see people call those NA ganks sometimes, but that was a move in.
It was good read. Good read by ROTK.
And they're like, yeah, we're good, and we leave. But IG not going to be overcommitting too much spell usage for that one, but that was not what they were hoping to get out of that rotation. So we'll have to see where they go back from here. But the more time that is a ticking as they try to find their bearings and find where they want to kind of make new plays, it's just the clock going for Vici as they continue to scale. Luna creeping her advantage up towards now the 10K mark, about 2K Right where the jug isn't even at.
He's extremely tanky as well. He has 1,800 HP on Agi Tread, so 2,000 HP on Strength Treads.
Early BKB pickup, it looks like. Does that say that VG overall are trying to just kind of end the game sooner than later, or take fights? Like, you know, obviously committing for an early BKB means that it's going to wind down to 5 seconds that much sooner.
They see in July here.
They taunt around with him a bit, and the commitment in from Fenrir.
It's pretty tanky though. He's got Blink back up.
Oh. Turnaround engagement from Dogfights. That's when they pop the global, and that's when he feels worthless in this fight, and they could just shred apart Dogfights and take him out entirely. Man, I hate it so much when I have to go against a Silencer as an Earth Spirit, but he manages to live just a little bit longer. Finally gets taken down. Both supports are going to get dropped, and now it's going to be in July using a Stampede again defensively to make it away from trouble. It does look like Sakata was able to get the snipe finish onto FY, but it is just one forgiving pick, and the chase is on. Sakata, the little man, trying to run out aggressive.
Into the fog every single time, not letting aggressive get that Lucent Beam on him. Now he's too far.
Now he just gets it out of principle.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what it was. He's like, you know what?
And lets him go. Still a favorable trade when you take the numbers into consideration. IG do double up their kills from 1 to 2, but it's still
force the global. And yeah,
that's true.
The global. It's good.
Dogfight pretty much himself forces that global by throwing himself into the mist, but as you can see, there's going to be no team fight when global is on the field. Now, here comes IG. Global's off the field. Let's give it another go. And aggressive's nearby.
Might be where they're able to go for the pickoff here.
Heads to the high ground, and they're going to see the approach. Or will they? Jump in. Beautiful two-man.
The force stab from Freeze instantly onto aggressive, bringing him out of the Static Storm. ROTK caught in it though. They're going to be brought down by the Omni Slash, it looks like. Or will they? Aggressive surviving. Fenrir with the Magnetize coming out. Paparazzi, IG they're starting to escape. They're trying to get away, but it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to. VG turning this one around quickly. Everyone being brought down. Dogfights able to nope. 3 people down for IGV. Just
that force
stab instantly by Freeze.
He's a Jedi. That was crazy. I mean, and so fortunate for VG with the approach coming in from IG that felt strong. It was going to be a bit grim. I mean, now you're heading into like a high ground situation against VG, but still looked like they didn't know the approach was there from IG. But with help nearby, with your babysitters, with your buddy-buddy system, you bail out what could have been certain trouble. And now FY, just with a style play, swinging around his little staff, trying to take it to super.
He's got another nuke soon.
Got him. FY.
With this blink tagger, just flashing, just being flashy.
Just being flashy here all over little IGV. Probably finding their most success we've seen from a Dota 2 tournament really at this level, at this caliber. But in this game 3 kind of a moment, you can just kind of feel maybe it's a little bit of nerves. Maybe it's not being quite as polished as some of the other teams. Whatever it may be, it's just not working for him here in game 3. And it's feeling like all VG at this moment. Aggressive. Looked like he didn't want to finish out the BKB and instead wanted to settle on finishing out a Dragon Lance at the moment. Even more durable than he once was. D-Ward's coming out. Ooh, high ground though for IG.
2-man stun from July. Static Storm on top. The global does come out, but it's after everything was already expended. Are they going to be able to get both kills here?
Oh, it's so much work even just to get the supports. They finally will get FY down. It looks like Fenrir will also be taken care of, but if they want to pursue for more, they're going to be only losing casualties for it, and they do. Suddenly this trade already turns out the better for VGJ, getting the takedown on in July. Sakata could be next, but a kinetic field does hold them back.
Definitely a better trade for Vici there. Even though they have to expend the global, they do now have the Radiance already coming out for the Abaddon. So that scaling potential is there. They have 3 heroes that can scale very hard now because of that quick Radiance pickup. Midas Radiance, 22 minutes. Pretty damn good.
And Vici will be able to kind of take back the reign there. Paparazzi doing what he can in the bottom lane to kind of push it on out, but you could see most of the network damage had already been done in this one. 10K of an advantage earned for them. XP matching up just about the same.
So he did go for the BKB instead of like doing that. He looked like he was switching his items back and forth, but they do have a lot of like majority of the damage from IGV is magic damage. It's pretty much, Sniper isn't really peeping that, he's not really attacking that hard just yet. Juggernaut, Omni Slash is pretty much the only sorts of physical damage coming out from them. So once he's got that online, they can actually start sieging, maybe even go for a Roshan and just force IG into a bad position with a global. Because they have Radiance, they have Curse of Avernus, they've got more than enough that they need for these fights now. See what they opt to do though. Mask of Mask of Death and Morbid Mask being delivered for the Luna as well. So it looks like he might be even building toward like a Satanic / Butterfly build-up. Just
yeah. What about for Freeze here? We saw an interesting approach from Envy in yesterday's game, straight to the Hurricane Pike for now. You know, sometimes we'll see those rods. They favor the extra bit of root and strength. Here, though,
in this game, just being able to peel away from the Stampede and away from the Snipe, the Shrapnel, and all like the big fights that, big like AoE fights that they have.
The Force won that previous fight, so.
Yeah.
Okay, top lane. Hard engagement for ROTK. Pulls out the time that he was borrowed. And will stay alive.
I guess they're just trying to force some reaction in a way, because they pop that ult and they literally just completely back out. So now they do have vision of all the rotation coming in from VGJ with that one ward. Paparazzi trying to get a little bit of tower chip damage.
What about the whole late game element with a sniper? Remember like way back during the Troll Sniper Jug kind of saga, and it was the impenetrable high ground defensive capabilities that a sniper had in those games to be able to prolong and withstand. Are those elements still there for sniper in this day and age?
I think versus an Abaddon, it makes it a little bit different, just because he can brute force it, and also with a Luna. And when you're at this much of a detriment, when you're this far behind, I think it makes it a lot harder to just be able to do that, because they're pretty durable now. So the shrapnel's not as relevant. They're gonna have an Aegis going into that into that high ground push to FY. Now getting a jump onto ROTK. They get the global coming out actually onto July. Apologies, and they do get the Eclipse, and they're just gonna clean him up with that.
That's 48 seconds.
Yeah, they're gonna get more.
And yeah, Super eats a couple of quick shots there coming out from the Eclipse, and that certainly puts him in. And now you're 2 down from IG. Back to the lanes you go here. Paparazzi frantic to try to relieve the pressure before it ends up coming his way, using those Manta Illusions to kind of keep the mid lane in. The top lane's already in, and they're quickly attending to the bottom. So no credit for IG on these pickoffs and on these trades of fights for VGJ. They can't quickly follow him up with +1s.
Yeah, still FY though, no hesitation getting those kills. He just blinks in, doesn't care, just gets a beautiful lift, and yeah, they clean it up. Even though it's a global usage, it's great. I mean, kills are really important right now for them, just to be able to siege stuff out. They even grabbed now a healing ward steal from FY, so this could be very, very relevant in their next upcoming sieges.
Already in preparation, ROTK and aggressive, attending to this mid lane.
That's probably his best steal for this current moment that they're getting into right now for those type of sieges. Because sure, Stampede, Omni Slash, these spells are great, Shrapnel as well, but
Healing Ward
with the Luna, not Abaddon into pushing high ground.
Just mitigates all that ridiculous damage too.
Yeah.
So nice to have. Dogfights pressures that bottom lane.
It's going to be super problematic when Aggressive gets his Butterfly. He's almost got it too, so that is going to be the big thing to break high ground, because they're not going to have MKVs for a long time. Sure, Headshot is decent versus it, but not enough.
There goes the tier 2. More money in the pocket here for VGJ. And you're going to be seeing stuff like Fenrir get a Blink Dagger soon on his Tusk.
That's going to be really important to get into the back lines. Onto the Sniper. Also save his teammates if they do get like 2-man stomped or into Static Storm.
Ooh, a DD rune. That's juicy.
Clean up the last tier 2s.
It seems to be what's on the docket here for VGJ, and we just got to begin to start thinking, what can underdogs IG in this situation be able to do to crawl themselves back into some serious relevance? They're doing an okay job recognizing what parts of the map are free, so they can kind of force VGJ to attend to different sides and stall. But as far as taking fights, they really just don't feel like they can just swing with the boys of VGJ right now.
Yeah, I think they just need to keep lanes pushed out as best as possible right now for IGV. They don't want to fight into Aegis by any means. They know that BKB is freshly picked up from the Luna, so I think just keeping the lanes pushed out, they can't really take fights by any means into VGJ for now. They have to just do the high ground defense and hope for the best after pushing lanes out. So here, 2 lanes are going to be IGV pushing 2 lanes into 2 tier 2s, and VGJ is going to just go for this high ground. They're just going to force IG to go back.
Here they come, charging on forward. The first TP is going to be Dogfights back inside the base, and now Sakata shows up and needs to start getting maybe some shrapnel action out there. And there you see it going to be dished quickly back by Aggressive. He gets a new shield, walks back in.
This healing ward is going to do so much work here. Nobody's able to get to the back of it. The Sniper's not able to hit it in July. Now trying to force an engagement, kind of, but stun.
2-man connection with it, pull back right into the Static Storm. Was that a Storm one? Oh man, well, they're gonna get the burst finish. That's gonna be Centaur going down. A buyback is gonna be necessary on this one. They are gonna chew through Aggressive and his Aegis, but now it's movement onto the Rax, and they can't seem to stop
the trade, though, Paparazzi.
Paparazzi mid lane takes 1 Rax too.
All right, that's pretty good for IG.
Here comes the return. And now it's going to be possibly Paparazzi looking to get in the action, but they've been nursing that global possibly for this moment. Now they rush in. They're going to get the burst finish onto RTK. Stampede's going to get called, and VGJ need to back the hell out.
ROTK not expecting that silver edge from Paparazzi. So he gets silver edged, doesn't pop his ult by him on his own, so does actually get brought down during the Omni Slash there. Just a little bit of a misplay there coming out from ROTK. Could have probably saved his life, but definitely a big showing there for IGV. Not only they lost the Rex, but trading at least in a way and getting themselves at least one kill.
Total traded base, and with the takedown of VGJ as they try to make their exit, definitely gets IG in a better position. This game not even yet. VGJ still feeling very, very good. But as said before, IG are doing a nice job just kind of adding all that pressure elsewhere. And VGJ are trying to just kind of race it to them. But now you got to acknowledge IG and their capability of kind of sieging. Yes, and pressuring objectives.
It didn't look like it was. I think that was just the disruptor static stone, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking at I was trying to look at the Juggernaut pushing, so I didn't actually catch in the fight. But I think he just stole hoof stomp, and that's how July got brought down. And the disruptor was trying to just like blanket him to protect him.
Yeah.
But definitely, that was a really smart move by Paparazzi. You were asking what the underdogs can do. I mean, that's a big step forward. Getting a Rax trade when you're this far behind, it's massive.
Now as they hang in the top half of the map here, aggressive, just creeping towards that area a bit, and VGJ are going to try to attend to the pressure coming in. But we'll have to see how concerning this is going to be for them overall. Butterfly already done, and it looks like he's got Satanic set up next here for aggressive's Luna. Freeze, as we can see, still grinding his way up. Atos will be the next pickup for him.
Yeah, Shadowblade into Atos. Trying to get more pick-off potentials if they do try to go for that split push that IGV was trying to do.
Ooh, Silver Edge.
They've got the silence on him on top, too. That's going to be easy bring down.
It's going to be the kill. Wow.
Yeah. Nice play there by Dogfights. Instant silence after the Silver Edge. You can't pop your Abaddon ulti when you're silenced, so easy bring down onto ROTK there.
Forgiving courier kill, I guess. His aggressive's going for the shrine. And it flies right into his glaive.
Whoops.
He takes those. But look at that. You take our shrine, we'll take yours. But aggressive does manage to TP in as Paparazzi spins his way out, hiding under that Shadow Blade. They drop the sentry, and they'll see him now. OFY not able to get close enough for the telekinesis, but Fenrir will meet him, gets him with the global, and it looks like they may be able to get the burst. Yes, they will. FY spinning on his way through him.
Why did he stop his TP? He was spin TPing out.
Was the Walrus Punch coming?
No, Tusk wasn't in the area.
Well,
or was he just spinning? Whatever.
Whatever the case may be.
I think he was just spinning. Apologies.
He was thirsty for that shrine, but VGJ got it a bit faster and were able to kind of show up.
Yeah, just quick reactions coming out from VGJ, just being prepared for it. FY with that lucky Sentry Ward, good placement coming out from him, just able to net themselves a kill onto Paparazzi. In July, though, IG with no hesitation, just trying to push the lanes out as much as possible.
Yep, again, same thing here. This top's going to be mega pressured. VGJ don't seem to care about it at the moment. They have eyes on the mid lane and a possibly second set of racks, forcing out a buyback. Anything they can do within these 20 seconds. And I doubt IG are going to choose the buyback. They're going to start dishing out shrapnels. They got to burst through this wave, kicking stones, doing whatever they can. But they're going to see if they can head off with a strong fight right before the Jug does come back.
The snowball, though, to dodge the stun.
Super deep in. Can they go for the finish? The Disruptor will go down. The Jug's about to make his return. Sakata hides deep within inside the confines of his own home to avoid the Eclipse coming in from aggressive. They only get the one name. Paparazzi's back. They're really desperate to try to take this tier 3, but the glyph comes out. Dogfight's really low. One more glaive can do it. Can't quite catch him. He's going to be able to pop the shrine. Re-engagement comes out from In July. Burst finish, looking to go for the grab onto aggressive, and they get it done. IG are holding their base, keeping them back, and they're going to go for a full 5-man wipe and get it. IG hold.
They getting the MKB pickup on the sniper, just able to peep through that Luna. Now he's actually starting to deal a good amount of damage. Great initiation coming out from In July. Good follow-up coming up from Dogfights, following with the Omni Slash and Silver Edge onto the Abaddon again, so he's not able to get his ulti off.
Whew. After that deep commitment and the return of the Jug, should they have just pieced out from that point? It looked like right here, aggressive, you know, it's not like he has an extra life, it's not like he has an Aegis, but they feel like it's necessary to get this tier 3, but Paparazzi's back already, and that's when IG take the fight.
Oh, so the Abaddon ulti was still on cooldown, actually, so he wasn't able to use it there. It gets the bounces up, and yeah, this is This is becoming a bit fearsome when you're playing versus a sniper lineup, when you have Silencer as one of your cores. It's IGV now going the other way, going for a Rax push here.
Double damage Jug to help get the job done. He quickly drops down the ward. It is going to be sniped up there from FY. Fenrir steps in with a Walrus Punch, but that tier 3's down. And IG,
I can't believe this is happening right now.
They're moving
this
into
is
the
ridiculous.
Rax.
Oh my god.
It was just yesterday that VGJ were able to kind of barely make the comeback to take the game back to NP, and now are they possibly getting a taste of their own medicine here with this matchup against IG?
IGV's getting the items that they need to be able to defend that high ground. Those small little gains that they got, I mean, small, like you could say, but the Shrine getting brought down bottom, the Rax is dying in mid, these small little gold advantages just coming into their favor. You can see the massive swing coming out. It's almost going to be 10,000 gold in a small moment swing. So the sniper just picking up these small little items, just little things starting to build up. Nice little control coming out from dogfights and in July to start the fights. Just beautiful discipline coming out from IGV now, which after it looked like they were very shaky.
Composed now, and they got to be feeling good. A 5-man wipe on a hold up inside their base. They thought about making a move in, try to go for the Roche here. Their bottom lane, by the way, is still just flooding inside their base, but they don't seem to care about that at all. They're about to lose FNGs, and possibly even tier 4s being threatened. Someone eventually needs to go back and deal with this problem. They do smoke up, but it looks like they may have to have someone go back inside. But the rest of them, moving on forward a bit.
VGJ smoke time.
And VGJ scan right in front of that Roche. No one's there. And now there's going to be some serious tension around this pit.
They know that.
Very valuable extra life here.
Yeah, they know that VGJ just de-warded there. Fenrir putting up his own. Yep, the vision ward around the Roche pit. These 3 wards now coming out from VGJ. Another smoke coming out from IG. Not caught by the ward there.
Nope. They're going to think they're totally good. They're going to think they're good, but IG are coming from the low ground. Will they spot him? Will they spot him?
They've got FY grabbed.
Oh, they tricked him in. Immediate snowball from Fenrir to dodge it. And now they look to turn it back. Lift up, pull down, Walrus Punch. Can they go for the burst on the paparazzi? They can't get it. He ends up getting the shards and they spin away. Aggressive pops out the Eclipse in his BKB as they make chase to go for IGV. Can they make it out in time? Stealing a hold of the Static Storm.
3-man stun from dogfights.
Oh,
the sniper's getting to blow up now.
Around now. They drop the Static Storm. It does silence IGV, but they get a huge connection at the start of this one.
Sakata's doing work in the back lines.
But they do get to grab the paparazzi, but he manages to get the Omni Slash off, and it blasts right through ROTK. And now VGJ have to squaddle out of this one. Huge fight for IG.
That stun from dogfights catching 3, the shrapnel coming in on top, and then Sakata's just like, all right, make space for me. Look at his damage done in that fight. 6,000 just starting to peep away with the Mjolnir as well as the MKB. His damage is starting to become crazy. He's going for the crit next as well. They're going to be getting an Aegis here. This might be just where IGV might be having enough to take this game.
This game doesn't even feel like it's back even. It feels like now it's just in favor of IG at this point now moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's see this one again. I mean, the setup here from dogfights, he just kicks the stone over there like, I'll just go get him, but no, 3. Now, FY does have a Static Storm here and actually keeps it a bit of a better situation, dropping it at that moment. But
Aggressive's just getting hit. He gets Silver Edged as well while he's using Satanic, so his damage is reduced, so he doesn't get the lifesteal as much as he would like to from his Satanic usage, and then he just gets blown up.
It seems like no one's able to kind of get to Sakata now.
Yeah, they have so many different ways of, like, if they do land those bolus matches with the Centaur, with the Aghanims, they have so many different ways to kind of peel the fight away from the sniper. You saw them kind of like peel away and re-engage like that. It was very beautiful coming out from IGV. Concern
now for VGJ. At one point, this game was, what, like 3-19, something like that? 14-21 now, and IG crawling themselves certainly back into this one. Aggressive still holds top of net worth at this point, but
they're getting all the tools they need to deal with the global as well. And we have dogfights picking up that Lotus Orb now for himself, so he's going to be able to remove that, always be able to get his spells off.
IG feeling very, very strong here with possible team fights moving forward. They have the extra life too, and they're looking to close out the final tier 2 of VGJ's side. And you see IG just kind of trying their best to move out the lanes, but do we give VGJ as much credit as IG on being able to defend the high ground now?
Nope, they don't have no sniper Centaur. They don't have like these lockdown, these initiations that IGV has, like these boulder smashes, the Centaur stomps. They have a Tusk, they have a Batten. The Batten stands in the front lines, but we've seen what happens now. He is not very tanky anymore versus the Silver Edge, versus all the different items that IGV has started to accumulate. Omni Slash being stolen, though, from FY. Paparazzi? Oops. Not using anything else in quite a while, but...
4,000 gold accumulated on aggressive, as I imagine he's holding a bit of it for buyback, but I dare drop the R-bomb on this one. Is Rapier necessary in this game for Vici at any given point? Luna not really a Rapier candidate anymore. I don't know if you're in that kind of do or die situation. It's best of one elimination, though, so you might have to get to a point where something's got to be done.
Got to do something, but Rapier is going to be quite a ways away, and it's still very hard for them to really use the Rapier effectively because there's the Centaur Aghanims, he gets Silver Edged, and then there's the target that he ideally wants to go for is all the way in the back line. So they have to find a way to try to somehow get into the back lines, but it's starting to get too hard because of everything that IG Vitality has. The heart on the Centaur, he's 4,200 HP, so many different forms of initiation. The ease of execution just seems to be there now for IGV, just because of all these different items they've gotten.
Now they are like serious sharks in the water right now, smelling out the blood of Vici as they wait indoors, almost cowardly, until they can make their own unique approach.
Yeah, they don't want to fight into Aegis. 2 minutes till that gets reclaimed.
I mean, there's even a deep ward from IG in the top lane. They can even see who's committed inside the base and who's trying to flirt outside the doors. Here we go, though. IG, time to move in. Time for them to feel like they can move on into the next round. Yeah,
they want to use their Aegis. They've got 2 minutes left on it. They want to force the pressure, at least with this, because Sakata can just sit in the backs, peeping at the tower like this.
Paparazzi out in front for this one. Vici need to hold if they want to stay alive in DAC.
FY gets the lifts onto Sakata, gets the Omni Slash as well.
But as he pops out, they're going to be able to dish out the Eclipse right now. Sakata able to make it back. He's living. And they can't get the finish. IG turn it back onto aggressive. They're going to be able to take him down. He does have to buy back here in what could be the final hurrah. If Vici can't keep IG backing away, they are going to be able to get the possible catch for Paparazzi, but not quite yet. Fenrir, snowball, move forward. Paparazzi finishes him off, and then finally they lose the Aegis on the back end side. Not able to get the finish for dogfights. Paparazzi in action once again. They have only lost their Centaur.
I was so confused for a second, but Dogfights actually throws the Lotus Orb onto Sakata as he's getting Omni Slashed, and Fenrir is actually snowballing him, so that he reflects the snowball. So Sakata gets turned into a snowball there, and then gets stampeded and survives with 30 HP. That was like, oh my God, that's such a highlight right there.
The most series of unfortunate events in that moment for Vici if they were hoping for that first finish.
I was like, we both were like silent. We're like, wait, what?
Someone stole Snowball that doesn't have Rubik.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking. I was like, wait, how's he Snowball? And they're like, wait, Lotus Orb. That's right. If he gets it on perfect timing, because it's a little bit difficult the way the interaction works, because you have to use it at first and then the Snowball goes off, but it always full channels if he doesn't click anything. So
I was seriously
we're going to take a look at the replay here.
Seriously baffled by this. How unfortunate right now.
So we see FY. He's about to take the opportunity here. As soon as he sees the sniper segregated, he's going to go for the lift the Omni Slash right away. So we see the global come out. So the Lotus used on him, and then there's the snowball right there.
Oh my God, that Lotus from Dogfights.
And then the Stampede used by InJuly after the Force Staff as well, able to survive with 30 HP.
One little beam could have just hopped onto him there.
The rest of the fight, though, aggressive, being brought down. He actually gets forced to buy back, I'm pretty sure here, so he does. And then that's where the fight kind of becomes a lot harder for IGV. Their big damage dealer gets brought out. Paparazzi did have the Aegis respawns, but they lost, Sakata already had to go all the way back to base there. But they did force a buyback and some really big plays from just the Lotus Orb.
Lotus Orbs make the game so hard to figure out what the hell's actually happening.
I couldn't even see the snowball for a small moment, so it was definitely very hard to see.
But IG feel good.
Look at that swing.
Hey! Is
20,000 net worth.
The good old inverted mountain here. The mighty ditch below. And the uprising of IG in game number 3.
We did say that IGV had some incredibly good high ground defense and some late game potential, even though Vici did have such a dominant lead coming out, just a couple of mistakes adding up, and IGV just also capitalizing on those and just taking beautiful fights from dogfights. Like, this guy in InJuly are just having beautiful initiations coming out and counter initiations.
Where it counts too. In the early game, those kind of blessings didn't really come across them, but here they're finding it where it really matters. Nice little scan there from Vici. They went out, and what I think was an attempted smoke movement, trying to head towards what was their old secret shop, but high ground for IG on the other side.
I mean, this game right here is like Dota in a nutshell, like small little Dota things in a nutshell, like the Silver Edge breaking the Abaddon shield a couple times so he can't use his ultimate, nice static storm on top of like a 2-man stun that comes through, the Lotus Orb there. It's just like these little tiny intricate things that just make the game so much more interesting and so much more like difficult to really predict or actually really know which team is actually going to win this one. Even though it looks like IG now is coming much more ahead into this one, it's just small things that add up.
Back in my day, there used to be no silver edges or lotus orbs or all these unique new items that make the game so interesting. Ice Frog. But yeah, they really add a whole new element
awesome
to
interactions.
What is Dota.
Good item choices that they've made.
Here we go. IG. Feel good. Smoke move out.
Lanes are pretty good. Bottom lane isn't the most healthy, but it's okay for now. And they do want to cause some more havoc. They've only got one more set of racks to clean up.
They had that ward deep inside, which kind of spotted the movement from VG back towards their mid lane here, but no more vision inside the base of VG. So now they're just kind of seeing who's going to peek their head out that front door.
Yeah, VG knows, though. I mean, there's no one showing on the map. Bottom lane's pushing in.
Yeah.
So there we go. The line gets drawn now by Dogfight. He's like, push bottom in. Any move we make is too obvious if this lane's not pushed in.
Yeah. IG always seem to, you know, obviously neglect a bit of this bottom lane, given that VG have claimed it earlier in the game.
Sakata is nearing critical mass now. Daedalus finished up on the sniper. Pretty sure he's approaching his level 25 as well, if he doesn't even already have it. No, he doesn't, but he's going to have the bonus range if he wants it, or the bonus shrapnel charges. I've seen players take both. I think for this one, maybe the siege might be better just from the attack range.
Yep. That would make a lot of sense here. Creating more space so that opportunities where FY can jump onto him aren't going to be as easy. Here, though, continuing to draw out their plan.
So Aggressive finishes up the AC, so he's got, I mean, his buyback is still on cooldown, but he will not have buyback for quite a while now. So 2 more minutes, so he has to farm about, he has to farm like 1,600 gold in 2 minutes. He should be able to if the lanes push into him properly. So Hex now finished up for Freeze. They are just all in right now. This is going to be pretty hard for them to farm buyback in the next 2 minutes because it looks like this is IGV's go time. They are just pushing down that bottom lane hard as possible. They're looking to close this one out. Abaddon does finish up the Aghanims, so he went, instead of finishing up the Octarine, since it doesn't really help his team in a way, the Aghanims is much different because he pops the ultimate and then all the damage gets redirected to him. Yep. So he can change the way the focus fire works in that manner.
Absolutely.
So they actually see the smoke here with this ward from IGV, so they're going to be able to set up
Yeah,
here.
they're going to go set up on that high ground spot to see if they can catch the approach of VG here.
This might be perfect for IGV.
Frantic to head there. If VG get careless and feel confident about crossing the river and ascending up into that staircase, that could be them ascending out of this tournament if they're not careful. Looks like they are not going to head up that way. They're actually
know
pinging.
that Angel Eye's there.
Yeah.
Fenrir.
Pinging. They see him.
So they know that Aggressive, they know that this is going to be a big clash here.
They head to the other side of the street. Oh, Paparazzi walks into the sentry. Do they risk jumping on for him?
Takes the creep wave. Doesn't want them to be able to get that creep advantage into the pushing in. But top lane is going to start pushing in very hard from IGV into VG's side. Aggressive, though, trying to force something.
Yeah, he's going down the mid lane now. And they have to have easily read where IG are at this point. No one's inside the base. Stopping the push. They're over by the Roche pit right now. VG are like, any way but up those stairs. To the left. Can't head that way.
Roche just respawned.
Oh.
It's IGV starting. Yeah, they're starting it. Justin July is in there for now.
Yep. VG head all the way back up and over to their side under the safety of their own vision.
Clean up the sigil, 120 gold for the disruptor. They do have the ward down too, so they're able. They both have kind of similar vision of each other, but IGV has slight high ground advantage coming into this Roche advantage.
Both these teams wish they had a vision here. Oh, for God's sakes, where's our Beastmaster? Where's our clock?
Ice shard vision. There you go.
Ice shard. Throw ice shards across the river.
Sigil and ice shard.
Yeah, sigil works actually pretty nice. But yeah.
Here we go. It's IGV now going in as soon as they see the Abaddon go toward the top lane to push it out. This is their go time.
Shard hits Sakata and Paparazzi. 2 juicy targets waiting inside the pit. Aggressive pops his BKB and goes in, but that's when Sakata forces himself out. Most of the Eclipse damage actually hitting onto the Roche himself, and another force will be on the other side. There's where the Stack Storm's going to be committed, but on one front, VG are stuck in arms, fighting, taking it back to the Centaur. Looking to step in, it's going to be dogfights with his own Lotus. He will get bursted down. The gem's going to be hitting the deck. Buyback forced out from him. Paparazzi and IG retreating away.
ROTK got the Aegis there too, and with his ultimate, he was actually like saving his team. They weren't taking a whole lot of damage when he was in there. Aggressive BKBs runs in, but then the Silver Edge coming out from Paparazzi, the Force Staff coming out from Sakata out of the pit, another Force Staff as well afterwards to save the Juggernaut as well. So nice. That was just a beautifully executed team fight coming out from IGV as well. to react from them just kind of like getting ran in onto.
But it does mean it, you know, hands the Aegis over to the other team, and now they have to get back. They have to get back to the base and push things out, and it gives more time to VG. Yep,
forces the buyback from dogfights. So as soon as you saw dogfights die, and you saw In July dropping low, that's when IGV was like, we're losing our initiators, we're losing our disable. We need these two. We need our heavy frontliners in this fight to be able to do it properly. So they just get the hell out of there and just cut their losses.
But you have a little bit of a timing window here if you're IG, and I'm curious to see if they are going to use that window to move forward or if they're just going to respect the Aegis on VG's side.
So FY has the cheese. So they actually got the Aegis and the cheese in that situation there, and the last hit on Roche.
He also went with shrapnel charges.
So he did go for the show.
Too. Okay.
So I'd seen like 100 range. I'd seen some people grabbing it, and then I was actually talking to Merlini about it the other day, and he said it feels much better. You always have shrapnel charges. You're like very dominant in team fights just because BKB start getting lower, and you're just able to and for high ground defense, you're always able to just like set up this massive perimeter of defending yourself.
Yeah.
I do like the concept of it a lot.
VG, are we going to see them actually? I feel like it's been 25 minutes or so since we've seen VG moving into high ground and pushing into IG. And I don't know, we may be seeing that happen soon enough. They move in, they clean out that second shrine, get the extra free money out there, and we'll get back to getting these lanes pushed forward. But
we are at 6-slot territory for the Luna. So now it's going to be getting the moon shards coming out from a couple heroes.
TK manages to get that Octarine now done.
Yeah, he's level 25 as well, so he's going to be able to throw multiple amounts of shields if he wants to do so. He can throw like, you can have almost 5 up at the same time. You know, 4 consistently up with 500 damage, heal, and shield.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, 500 damage and block, sorry.
We'll make a thread about that. Here, though, easy tier 2.
Yep, Curse of Avernus with Luna. Tier 2 buildings just drop really quickly if nobody's defending them. But the high ground defense...
high ground defense, though, is what have pulled IG back into this game. This is their world. This is their turf, literally. And they're going to be holding it here. VG need to come up with some sort of serious game plan if they want to breach and break their way through it.
Yeah, VG with that last push that they just did, they actually put a couple aggressive wards down, and I don't see IGV actually having any vision anywhere on the map, so they're feeling a little bit pressure, a little bit confined in their base.
They are in the dark, actually.
Yeah. Dogfights has to play very careful right now. I mean, he's like, I don't have buyback. He's a very important force in their team, just to be that initiator in that lockdown.
Okay, mild split pressure here as Paparazzi can work his way through that bottom lane. VG ping it out now, knowing it's something they are going to have to deal with eventually.
And it's a good move by Paparazzi here. He's almost got the Abyssal Blade finished up for him as well. Just doing that split push. Peter did touch on it in the panel too. He was like, you know, I'm a bit worried in case this Juggernaut starts doing this split pushing thing, and that's really what's coming to fruition.
I'm sure VG are like, can we trade? Is it too late to trade out like the Tusk here for a Shadow Demon now at this point? We wanted to siege our way in, but no access to that. Now it looks like IG will be able to make their way out. It's time for them to get rid of some wards too. Looks like they already managed to take out a couple different VG. As we check out a comparison here from our off-lane game right now.
Pretty similar. RTA with a bit more damage, but you know that's what he's going to do when he goes for the Radiance type build. In July, though, definitely with more, you know, lockdown. I mean, Bandit obviously having none, so.
Yep. Okay, VG are back. Didn't venture away too much, just kind of dealt with that bottom lane, and are here to make another go.
Yeah, still have the Aegis, just wanting to keep that, you know, corralling thing up, just trying to keep their farm potential at maximum.
You can't just go about this like any other team and with any other draft trying to push into any other IG squad. This is IG with a tremendous amount of high ground defense. I'm so curious to see what the plan is for them to be able to kind of get something done. Get Fenrir and Agnem so we can jump in and kick the sniper out of the base or something.
He is quite a ways away from that one.
I mean, it's tough here. VG will deal with the lanes. Solar Crest, though, or at least Medallion 2 Solar Crest could be the build-up, though, for Fenrir, it looks like. VG again, back down mid.
Yeah, 5 minutes until the next Roche, so very long respawn timer on that one. But IGV still feeling a little bit under some pressure. They don't want to take a fight outside their base. just because Dogfight still doesn't have buyback. Still about a minute and a half on him.
Okay, TP in from ROTK. And they're going to let him lead out the charge, I'd imagine, here. What can they do here?
Yeah, I mean, it's super hard for them to push. It's Luna has to somehow like walk up, but if he gets even caught by a stun, it's very hard for them to really like save him. Even though they have shield, they have a lot of different defensive potential, but the amount of damage that IGV dishes out, even if the Abaddon, like say he pops his ult to try to soak that up, that could be very scary. I mean, high ground, breaking high ground versus Troll is terrifying. Yeah. Or versus Sniper and Centaur, yeah. I mean.
And you can't just rush your way into the base either at this point, even on the back of something like Global. You have now utility items in play here for IG that could just shrug off the silence or help out the Centaur so he can pop his ulti. He'll just disengage entirely and punish VG for being committed too deep inside the base of IG. It's tough, man. It's a code that VG are going to have to figure out how to crack in a throwback to 6.83, for God's sakes. But
they're farming a lot, though. They have the entire map to farm at the moment, while IGV is still just confined in their base.
And you can wait till pretty much your team as a whole are much more valuable and much more farm and fight ready than IG. But very appropriate here for our final game to kind of go all the way down to the later rounds.
Yeah, this is where both teams it's about being safe. It's like, man, the risks are not worth taking because this is, like they mentioned, best of one pretty much.
Yeah, we're in almost one fight and done territory.
Yeah, we see the swing.
Back again.
Back again.
For VG. Unreal game just to start out things here for day number 2 DAC coverage on the main stage.
Yep. The small little things just making such a big difference. That's what that's what makes these games so exciting.
All right, now outside the vision of VG, they have smoked up from the side of IG and they are migrating their way. So close yet so far. VG have already dived through the mid lane, and that's when Angelite makes his jump. They are going to try to counter with a silence, but they've already hit their mark and quickly burst down Fenrir. Dogfights rolls away from the oncoming Eclipse, and VG are going to have to step off. Fenrir with immediate buyback. They popped Global for that, right?
Yes, sir.
No Stampede was used.
Global was expended.
No Static Storm was used, and they're going to probably try to use it all right now. A jump for
off the mark there.
Yeah, and that was an Omni Slash committed. Now Paparazzi trying to Blade Fury back on out as they hold their side. Dogfights, woo! FY slides right past, avoid Dogfights on that one. Dishes out his own Blade Fury spin, but he eats too much right-click damage. It's Sakata, the little damaging turn from the high ground, putting in the work, getting the finishes. They're going to blast through
Aggressive
RTK.
gets melted.
Trapped inside.
Aggressive doesn't have buyback. That's game.
Did he make a purchase?
He finished his Moonshard and he ate it.
He finished the Moonshard and ate it.
I don't think they know that, though. They're at least going to get the Roche, but it's 100 seconds. With, oh, no, Roche isn't even up. They should try to force the buyback. They should definitely be going for the siege.
Yeah, they'll think about moving down mid lane and try to force the buyback, and when they see Aggressive doesn't come back right away, something is going to be up.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. They did not expect that to happen, but with the Stampede there, Dogfight's able to survive. He gets shrined back up because of the Stampede damage reduction.
Boot to travel to the bottom lane and push for tier 4s or something, man, because here comes IG. Right inside, using the pressure in from the mid lane. And there's no buyback coming out from the Luna, says IG here. I don't know how much they're reading into the situation, but that tier 3 is now down.
They're sieging, they're going on to RTK, doesn't have ult, he gets broken again.
Immediately taken out, no chance to even get the borrowed time.
The break into the silence is just doing so much work.
Only 3, and none of them doing a wealth of damage on this one. It looks like IG may have been able to survive and pull this game back and move on to the next round. Can VG withstand and hold? No, it is going to be a takedown of FY out for 80 seconds. Rags is exposed, the game has been called.
Oh my God, the comeback from IGV. Oh my goodness, slight miscalculation maybe by Aggressive.